Hi guys, welcome back to Greg's The Bug Burks podcast. The Bug Burk, I got so much crap for that from my girlfriend and from my friends. I think it's hilarious. Well, it's what I picked, and I was thinking about going with Gamer Greg, but I'm not sure. So actually, if you guys want to actually give me advice on that, would you guys rather have Greg the Bug Burk or Gamer Greg as your podcast DJ? Anyway, I digress. All right, let me get through this. Alright, so welcome to Useless Units Tactics. Like I said, if this is the part 2 of 3, I'll be covering on units that are technically useless. Now, like I said in the first one, is a unit really useless? No, it all matters about how you use them and what they're there for, and some of them are really there just to have fun and don't really have any competitive aspects. That's what this tactic video is about. It's about talking how to not to take certain units that are useless in competitive play, and actually, surprisingly, a lot of them are very, very, very useless. So let's start without ado. Let's start the tactic video. All right. So today I'm covering Lictors, and Lictors are really, really fun, and they seem like a great idea on paper for what they do, and then you start to take a closer look, and you realize that, in all honesty, these guys are just a slap in the face, and these are one of the most units I hate. One of the units I hate the most, and these are one of the units I hate the most because they had so much potential, and the author, the codex writer, the codex author, just didn't feel like making them worth their points, or just didn't like them. I don't know. He definitely had something against this unit making them though, because okay, so let me read you their stats. We'll go into this thing here. So, Lictors always start the table in reserve. If you didn't know that, they always have to come in via the deep strike world. No exceptions. They always have to come in reserve. They're okay stats. They have a weapon skill 6, which is pretty high. Ballistic skill of 3, average there. A decent strength, 6. A little above average toughness, 4. 3 wounds. Initiative 6, which is pretty damn fast. I think the only thing faster than Initiative 6 or some Eldar units, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because I don't play certain armies sometimes, but I know a lot of the Eldar units have Initiative 7. So, I mean, he's pretty quick. He has 3 attacks base. He has a leadership of 10, which is really nice. He has a saving throw of 5. Yeah, that's horrible. That's awful. Basically, you're going to get him into combat. Anything that hits him is going to kill him, because his save is atrocious. Anyway, alright, so he does have a ranged attack, flesh hooks, which are assault 2, strength 6, range 6 inches, and they cause rending, so that's cute. Like, they gave him some kind of shooting attack, so he's not useless when he comes into deep strike. Alright, for those of you newbies who don't know how deep strike works, basically, you put something aside, and then you have to roll d6 at the beginning of round 2. On result in a 4 up, he comes in. A 4, 5 or 6, he comes in. Anything less doesn't. Round 3 to 3 up, 4, 5, 6 comes in. Round 4, 2 up, etc. And round 5, they automatically come in. So the idea is to get your reserves from the table as fast as possible. Say you're playing a 2,000 point game, and you have half your army in reserve. So you have 1,000 points currently on the board. Your opponent is going to have 2,000 points on the board ready to go. So already you're at a disadvantage because he has the whole army on the board. And then you have to slowly get your army onto the board by rolling reserve rolls. Now, the catch-22 for that is you're supposed to have a tactical advantage because you can play stuff wherever on the board you want. And they actually did do not a lot of new rules in 5th edition, so it makes it easier to deep strike in without mishapping. Like a lot of the spore pods and stuff you can take with your Tyranids won't mishap if you hit something. You just move them to the side. Same thing with a lot of the monsters, creatures, like the Trigon, they just deep strike, you just move them to the side. There's no mishapping. Alright, Lictors, when they come in the board, they actually can be placed anywhere, so they won't mishap, which is kind of nice. But the slap in the face to a lot of Nid players is what they do. They'll read you their special abilities. They have a Pheromone Tail, which basically means if a Lictor is on the board at the beginning of the movement phase, the Tyranid player adds +1 to their reserve rolls. That's cool, right? That's good, right? I mean, you're going to get your reserves out there faster, or if you read it more closely, you can see that it says if the Lictor is on the board at the beginning. So, basically, you're not getting +1 to your reserve rolls till turn 3, if they come on the board in turn 2. Okay, well that's horrible. That's horrendous. That doesn't help you at all, really. if you're rolling, you have a 50% chance, you have a more than 50% chance of getting them on the board at turn 3. So you have like a 60% chance. So it just gets easier to bring them on the board, and that's kind of a slap to the face to me for the unit. They also have another good ability. If a unit is deployed using the Deep Strike rule, they can be placed 6 inches within the Lictor, and they won't scatter. So you don't need to roll scatter die. As long as you place it within 6 inches of the Lictor, they'll go straight there. This ability does not work if the Lictor itself has arrived in reserve during the same turn. So let's get this straight. So you don't get them on turn 2. I'm just gonna roll some dice. All right, right now. All right. So here are my dice. I'm gonna roll 1. This is turn 1. Turn 2. Excuse me. I need 4 better. Bring in. Okay. I rolled a 1. He didn't come in. So now it's turn 2. 3 or better. 4. Okay. He comes in. So now I'm rolling my other reserves too. 3. Another one came in. 3. Another one came in. 6. Another one came in. 5. So all my reserves came in. So not only did I not use the Pheromone Tail, but I didn't even use his ability to add 1 to my reserve rolls. It just seems kind of ridiculous to me to have something come on the board and have to wait another entire turn to use any of their abilities. He's on the board. The second he touches the board, he should be able to use his abilities, because basically you're getting him on turn 2, and you're not even going to add reserve rolls till turn 3, and that's if your stuff doesn't come in the same turn. You can't not roll reserve rolls. You can't refuse to roll reserve until turn 3. I mean, that's not how it works, unfortunately. So I mean, he's a horrible unit, you guys. He has no synergy. He had so much potential, and then the Codex author just decided to nerf him tremendously for some reason. He has no place on the board at all. He doesn't until they revise his rules saying that when he's on the board, you get reserve rolls. When he's on this, until then, just don't use him, you guys. Just don't use him. He's a horrible, horrible piece, and you just don't want to do that. So, all right. So, if you guys, this is part 2. Part 3, I will be covering the Tyranofex. God, what a waste of space. So, go ahead and leave comments, subscribe, do whatever you want. If you guys have any questions, as usual, please comment or send me a message. I'll see you guys in part 3.